you have Pedro Munoz coming up.
Yeah.
November 30th, the TUF finale. This fight starts standing, but I want to see you hit the ground.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight, man. I have a lot of respect for Pedro Munoz, not only inside the cage but outside the cage as well. He's an upstanding guy, upstanding human being. We fought on a couple cards together, and he's always just been super solid. And he's actually, a guy I think that's underrated. You know what I mean? He's only got 3 losses, and they're to, Jim Rivera, top 3, top 4 ranked guy consistently. Rafael Santal, top 2, top 3 ranked guy consistently for forever. That guy's beat everybody. He's got to win over Dillashaw.
I think that was short notice too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and then he lost to Dodson. But Dodson's a guy who I feel like can beat anybody at any time because he doesn't really fight anybody. It's like, if we play a game of tag and, he's fast, he's probably going to beat a lot of people and play the game of tag. So, he can beat anybody. But, so I have a lot of respect for him. He's legit. He's one of the few guys that I think can give me, a handful on the ground. I think I'll grapple and out wrestle, anybody in our division.
Is that what you want? You want the fight to hit the ground? Like as an ego thing, catch wrestler versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, or are you beyond that?
Yeah, I don't even think about that really. I just think about winning.
Okay.
Think about just putting it on him, putting pressure and making it a really exciting fight. And, just took some things from my last fight. I felt really flat and just didn't execute a lot of stuff, and I think because of that, it gave me a lot of fire for this fight.
It's good to have you though in UFC because
you're
one of the top bantamweights in the world, and I'm glad this fight booking was made. It's good. It's a good one for both of you guys.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm a lot more clear focused. Like I said, when I signed my last fight for Stamen, literally like 4 days. It was like 4 or 5 days after I signed the fight. My coach Robert Foss, who's like a father to me. I've known him since I was 18 years old, since my pretty much first year of fighting MMA. I fought for Sport Fight. Known him for a long time, and he was with me through pretty much most of my whole UFC career, at least 6 years of my UFC career. And when I beat Aljamain Sterling, I was coming off a really high, really getting in a groove, and he ends up, just battling depression and family problems, ended up committing suicide 4 days after I took that fight. And it was just I had so many crazy things happening in my life, and I know other people, they've had their fathers die, whatever, family die, and step up and fight and win, whatever. That's awesome for them. Maybe they're more emotionally stronger than I am. I'm not afraid to.
No, man, you don't have to preface it at all. That's a lot to go through. You know what I mean?
And then I had some stuff happening with my dad. Man, it was literally like, I'm not making just to. There's nothing about it, no excuses at all, but just putting it on the platter for everybody knows, kind of going through like. Here I'm in a full camp, fighting. Stamen's, a solid guy, like good competitor, but I feel like I'm just at another level. Him, granted, I lost, but that happened. Coach Falls kills himself. I had a lot of stuff with going on with Misha. I found out, she told me like literally like 5 days later that she'd pregnant. We'd only been broken up a year at the time, and that's, even though we're still cool and we had moved on, it's still kind of hard to swallow. Like, man, I spent 10 years with somebody, and that kind of happens so fast. And then my dad was going through a lot of stuff mental, and he's actually in a mental home right now. He went to Vietnam. He did 2.5 tours in Vietnam and got blown up and all kinds of things, and he was having a lot of PTSD trouble, and he kind of had some like crazy relapse where he lost his mind. He thought he was in the war, like really bad stuff.
Sorry to hear about your dad, my man.
It was,
is he doing better now?
Well, no, that's the thing, is he finally got better. They did some different tests. They took, at that time, I think it had to do with his medication. He takes all kinds of medication. He got Agent Orange from the war, white phosphorus poisoning. He's got shrapnels back from grenades. He's won 2 Purple Hearts. He was in some crazy stuff. But they changed his medicine up, and he got better for a while, for almost a year, since that was like January, whenever my camp was, from March. And then he just had a bad, like his brain just finally shut completely down about a month and a half, 2 months ago. It started off a little bit slow at a time, and now he's completely in a different reality. Timing, timing's everything. It happens. I wasn't going to pull out again, even though I pulled out Luke Sanders. The UFC was already mad at me for, I pulled out against, I think, Jimmy Rivera, and I want to fight. These people think I want to pull out. I want to fight these guys. I'm not afraid. I've been fighting for forever. I fought like bare knuckle and stuff. The only way to make money is for me to fight. The only way to get, to grow my brand is to fight. This is my job. I don't do anything else. So like, to not want to fight top guys is ludicrous. You know what I mean? It's just been a rough go. But I'm glad things are looking good. Clouds are clearing apart. Things are happening. everybody's always going to have something in their life that's going bad. You know, whatever everybody's going to have. But I think it's minimized now. You know, I have my dad. You know, it's kind of expected. He's older. You know, 70 years old. But everything else in my life, I think, you know, it's starting to come around. You know.